Tasmania, as you all know, is a beautiful state, and up in the northwest coast we have plenty of opportunity after the westerly to go and get kelp from the beach. West Point, most westerly point of Tasmania, is a stunningly beautiful place. It's also a very good source of kelp. It started off as a full-sized violin, and as you can see it has rather shrunk somewhat, and this was really the problem that came to be really dominant, is that as kelp dries it both shrinks and dehydrates, and it's very difficult to predict what it would be like at the end.
So what I found was that it shrinks by about 30 to 50% in both weight and size, so you have to plan ahead quite well. And I made a drying rack so that the violin shape was completely dry by the time I started working on it.
I stuck the kelp in the freezer just to keep it from going off, because the kelp very readily degrades. I found that the kelp had actually desiccated in the freezer with a lot of ice and lost half of its weight and a fair bit of its size, and I was left with something which was rather like a flexible leather.
The other thing I found was that it's a thermoplastic material, so if you heat it up you can shape it and it will more or less hold that shape.
The question is, do you keep stitching them, or do you do something else?
It's a surgical needle, isn't it?
Well, I got it in spotlight, so I don't know if it's this one is, but it's all part of the gynae operation.
Because I constrain the shape, it's not like yours where you've got flexibility in the strings, so it can move a bit, because you've got no glue in this.
No, it's not.
It's just, and so it can move on the strings, whereas this one is fixed on the sides. And again, I used the heating on this to fix them in place, but they're held in place by the screws and the glue. I didn't find anything that glued to it very well at all. So what I'm using in here is a black silastic, which has the ability to stick to the kelp, but also it allows a little bit of movement to the joint. Any other glue I found just broke.
You have to support it down the inside, so this is an internal spine that comes from here, goes down all the way through the bottom of the violin out to here, to take the tension as you come over here with the bridge and these strings, which of course are putting a very firm pressure on this part here. And I found that all of them, the whole thing sank. So it's a question of sorting out a sound post or some other structure inside, sitting on the spine. So this is really where I've got over the last couple of days.
I took the idea of putting an aluminium rod all the way down through the middle.
So, I mean, it's a matter of experimentation, isn't it? And that's one of the interesting things.
That's the interesting thing about it.
What's going to happen next? Nobody knows.